problems. The first practice problem is having to do with even and odd numbers. So the question is, the third grade scholars are going to play soccer. If there are 16 scholars in Bing Mar, 11 scholars in USC, and 17 scholars in Villanova, can they make two equal teams? So we need to remember that when you make two equal teams, that means that there will be no leftovers. So if I have 16 scholars, we know that that automatically is an even number because 16 can be split into two equal groups with 8 in each group. 8 and 8. In Bing Mar, we have 11 scholars. Sorry, 11 scholars in USC. We know this is an odd number because 11 cannot be split into two equal groups. There will be a leftover. So if we tried, we would do 5 and 5, but we would have that one leftover to get to 11. In Villanova, we have 17 scholars, and we know that 17 is an odd number because, again, 17 can't be split into two equal groups. You would have 8 and 8, but then you would have that leftover to get us to 17. We know that 8 and 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. We know that 5 and 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11, and we know that 8 and 8 is 16. So, right when I look at this, I'm automatically going to think, oh, well, because we have those two odd numbers, this is definitely not going to work. We won't be able to split it into two equal groups. But that is a misconception. We cannot think that because we have to remember that these two leftovers can be put together to make an even number of 2. So, if you were to add 16, 11, and 17 by stacking, the 7 and the 1 would get you to 8, and the 8 plus 6 would get you to 14. We carry down our 4, and we bring over that 1. Now, 1, 1, 1, and 1 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means our total is 44. We know 44 is an even number because it can be split into two equal groups. 22 in this group and 22 in this group. 22 plus 22 gives us 44. So we can make two equal teams. Without even solving this, I would know that by looking at 16, 11, and 17. I would recognize that an even number plus an odd will always get us to an even number because the two leftovers from these odd numbers can be combined to make an even number. So we have to remember that an odd and an odd will always make an even. Moving on to our second problem, where it's talking about selling the earrings in pairs. It wants to know if we will sell all of the earrings in pairs or if there's going to be a leftover. So in January we had 24, in February we had 37, in March we had 41, and in April we had 22. So right away we see even, we see odd, we see odd, and we see even. We don't have to solve this because remember, two odds will always get us an even, which means that every single earring here can be paired off. The reason for this is the leftover from this 37 and the leftover from this 41 can be combined to make a pair of earrings. And then the 24 is already an even number, so it will have an equal number of pairs. And the 22 is also an even number, so it will have an equal number of pairs. If you want to see an example of how we would pair off the earrings for, let's say, January, because it's already an even number, you would do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pairs of earrings for January. The interesting part about that is we know that if we double 12, we get 24, and half of 24 is 12. So we always want to pay attention to doubling, and we always want to pay attention to leftovers in our odds that can get us to an even number. Because remember, a leftover of 1 plus a leftover of 1 gets us an even number of 2.